Hey guys.
Hey.
All right. So, and I think everybody's coming from a little bit different parts of the world, right? So, Nithya, you and I are in the Bay Area. Jason, you're in North Carolina, right? And I think maybe farthest today for our panelist, Stefan, is coming in from Heidelberg, Germany, I think, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so tough act to follow. But I will let you guys take it away from here, and I'll look forward to hearing your session.
Awesome.
Okay, guys.
All right. First of all, that was an excellent session by Mayank and Harmeet, particularly the focus on innovation, co-innovation. As a product leader myself, I'm seeing that trend and seeing that from leaders like Wipro who are fostering this whole innovation ecosystem is pretty amazing. And I was also thrilled about the partnership between Wipro as well as WorkSpan in this ecosystem next offering that will truly accelerate the value delivery to the end customers as customers come together, our companies come together with our partners more effectively, leveraging the technology expertise that WorkSpan brings and the domain expertise that Wipro brings. So let's shift to this panel. I'm very, very thrilled to be sharing the stage here with two leaders from Software AG. The topic of this session is next generation ecosystems with an integration first strategy. Software AG is, I'm very thrilled to say Software AG is a customer as well as a partner. So we're talking about partner ecosystems. We are representing that here between WorkSpan and Software AG. As part of the partnership, WorkSpan has recently published connectors. We have WorkSpan connectors now available directly on Software AG. This is on their webmethods.io platform. This is a cloud native integration platform, and it has already connectors from 300 plus applications out there, which is amazing for us and a huge value for the customers and the companies on the WorkSpan network. Because one of the core differentiation of WorkSpan is the ability to secure and share data across these companies, which is critical for them to manage their transactions in a collaborative manner. And having Software AG and web methods supporting that, allowing us to deploy these integrations in a much more scalable and rapid manner is a huge value to our joint customers. So I'm very, very thrilled to share and announce this partnership in this forum as well. And
very good.
Let me now shift focus and introduce our presenters here. First up is Dr. Stefan Stig. He's the Chief Product Officer at Software AG. He's been in this role for over 3 years and comes with a tremendous amount of product leadership and product innovation experience from SAP, as he's been there for over 20 years. Welcome, Stefan. Would you like to share a few words?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Nithya, for having me here and us here. I'm excited to be part of that journey as a quite seasoned company, with a young startup. That's a great combination to innovate from both sides.
Thank you, Stefan. Next up, we have Jason Johns, who is Senior Vice President, leading global alliances and channels at Software AG. He comes with over 25 years of experience in the world of partnering, building and scaling partner programs at companies like TIBCO and Red Hat. Jason, would you like to share a few words?
Yeah, thanks, Nithya. So just thrilled to be here. Fairly new at Software AG, but not new to alliances and channels. And just really excited about what we're doing and our partnership together. We've actually have some other key partnerships that people that are on the call today as well. So just really happy to be here and be speaking with you all.
Great, welcome. So let's kick off the conversation here first by each of you explaining your roles and charters towards the vision and success of Software AG.
Okay, I can get started. So of course, as a CPO, I'm sometimes I say CPO, that's the Chief Problem Officer. So, but that's just kidding. So I'm really responsible for all the products, whatever they are, and from design of the products, development of the product, shipment, cloud operations, global support, everything under one roof. But that's very excited, and we're really shaping now the future of what has been known as integration, as a very broad term in the future. So we, of course, addressing all these new spaces of integration challenges around the cloud, especially cloud migration. People move into the cloud, but then yet they leave something on premise, and they break up the previously established integration by going into the cloud. And we're helping those customers to take away the fear a little bit. That afterwards there will be also a good integration, even if you adopt new cloud services on your way. And then, of course, enabling innovation through APIs. So it's a very strong API offering on top of our integration stack that we are following. And then very notably here in that context is B2B. So we're taking B2B totally into the cloud, defining, shaping a new, let's say, notion of B2B in a business network. That's the very topic of this conversation here. And I guess it's very exciting. When I first saw WorkSpan, when Amit showed it to me, I was immediately seeing, the benefit of having that, this new notion of, networking of enterprises on a almost social network, but then underneath enabling real transactions. Yeah. So I guess it's a great idea to go the next step after we have done EDI type of B2B so many years. Now evolving into a much more cloud agile and social network driven and agile way to do business in a network. And then let me also say that in parallel to what I just said, what we're also driving innovation, and it has been said already before, is our interpretation of Internet of Things actually is integration of things. Yeah? So for us, I guess we see IoT as a very natural expansion of integration of the past. So just, really have that network of things, devices, applications, cloud services, all under one roof in one platform, and enabling our customers to build really value-add new applications and apps and solutions on top. And we're also, accompanying that with a new notion of analytics. So we collect data, all these kinds of data, integration data, API data, device data. And then the question is, what do you do with it? Of course, application building is one part, but then out of the box analytics tooling is very important too. But that is really not the classical like bar chart, pie chart kind of tooling. That's more like what I would call industrial analytics. So where the notion of time series plays such a big role. And of course, to be a specialist over there, you need to have a very specialist visualization and self-service tools, which is important, very, very much important for us too.
Wonderful. Jason, would you also like to share how your role complements Stefan's role in the product organization and how you're working towards the mission of Software AG?
Absolutely, yeah. So thanks, Stefan. I think just a great overview of how we're positioning ourselves, and quite frankly, coming into Software AG 6 weeks ago, it was really all around. So I manage all of the indirect routes to market. And it really comes down to one of the compelling reasons for me coming is really the vision of how our partners and ecosystems are going to be our growth engine, as we move forward. And so we continue to drive that. And we've got a strategic plan as a company that really focuses on, where we are and how we're transforming as a company. One of those key initiatives is our alliances and channels. So the company absolutely has a vision on, that our business together is extremely strategic, and really where we want to go as a company. We're really expanding that out. Partnerships like ours, like I said, with WorkSpan, I think are are really strategic to us as we begin to build out that ecosystem. And so when I look at other, I talk to very large GSIs and other partners, quite frankly, some of the largest companies in the world, and Hermeet and WePro and others, they are building out and expecting tremendous growth in their businesses. And it's really being driven by the collaboration and partnerships that they have with ISVs and OEMs. So we're really leveraging that model as well, and really just excited for what we're doing together with WorkSpan, but also what we're doing as a company in this space.
Thank you, Jason. So Stefan, we're very excited to be partnering with Software AG, and WebMethods is a very, very powerful platform, as we have seen already in our early deployments. Could you talk a little bit more about this partnership, the integration capabilities that we're bringing to market, and also in general, the partnership that you have with ISV vendors like us and the value that we deliver to our customers?
Yeah, I can do that. And continuing what I said before, I guess one of the maybe one of the most important parts of next generation integration and API management and B2B is really to deliver into that trend of decentral setups of businesses, also decentral setups of ITs. So there are very companies nowadays, and also already in the past, making IT, also part of business units or subsidiaries or regions. So those huge central, mighty, and slow IT organizations and headquarters, are really challenged. And of course, that gives rise to also, an answer from a software point of view, from a tooling point of view. So therefore, we have been, working since quite some time on transforming our WebMethods IO integration offering into a self-service integration offering, so that also business people can easily draw their integration flows very easily, draw their business-to-business connectivity very easily, without doing all that, the loop back to the IT department and wasting time. Then, of course, I also mentioned that this notion of business-to-business transactions driven out of a network of enterprises are connected. So I think that great idea of WorkSpan, bringing together enterprises, similar to a LinkedIn of people, but then enterprises where they can share documents, they can share, ideas or contracts. But then, what is the runtime released at such a network? You can maybe argue the runtime under LinkedIn could become or is already an HR system. And in my point of view, there's a great opportunity to have a B2B transaction system like WebMethods IO being the engine, the transaction engine, the runtime engine below a network like WorkSpan. For me, that's a great, let's say, vision to where the traditional B2B will be evolving in the future. And of course, it has that big notion of cloud native and network-based philosophy behind.
Yes, for us, from a WorkSpan standpoint, I agree with everything you said. In order to conduct business on a cross-company network and a platform like WorkSpan, exactly, data is the glue that brings companies together. Exactly. And this data typically resides in each company's systems, whether it's their CRM system or another kind of master system out there, your customer records. And you want to have a way to securely bring this information to your partners and have a way to do it in a rapid, scalable manner.
And by the way, it's also a huge opportunity to further standardize, business-to-business connectivity. I mean, we see that already in the past, standardization in per industry, but that's just the beginning of what can be possible, to really have well-defined standards and APIs as to how business interact with each other, and so making business much more easier, much more also in that sense self-service and flawless too, right?
Absolutely. in terms of, yes, just getting this data together on a common platform, speed to do this, and in doing it in a manner that is easy to configure and set up. So it takes away the burden of how do I get this all stood up, because they just want to get into the platform and see this. And in fact, it's very powerful, because what we have learned from users on the platform who are typically in the partnering organizations is sometimes even they don't have access to this data because it has to be siphoned off in terms of who can see what, right? So only their partner data. And now it can automatically flow in via the integrations that we can deliver with the right rules and guardrails built into it. So I'm very, very excited about this. Let's shift over to you, Jason, as the partner leader and the primary persona for a platform like WorkSpan. What would you say have been in your all the years digitizing these partner programs, the importance of sharing the data, and what challenges you may have seen in the past in terms of doing this with your partners?
Yeah, first of all, sharing of data is critically important, but it's also hard to do, right? And so first of all, collaboration in a secured environment is critical, number one. But also, as important as the application is, data is king. And it's about, really marrying up the application, with all of the data and the data sources, leveraging the integration for that to make sure that the data is available, leveraging the tools that you want, and really making that easy. So that is really, and sharing between partners is becoming more and more important now that we have better and better tools like WorkSpan to be able to leverage that. So, and however you want to share that data, right? And whether your applications and your data sources are on-prem, whether they're in the cloud, whether you're using mobility, really being able to tie all of those together, I think with the integration platform, I think is really important. Everybody is using it for sure, and using all of the multiple formats that are now out there. But I believe that the companies and the partnerships where you're able to leverage common tools and leverage data in a very simplified way, you need to make sure that the tools and the data are allowing you and your teams to be actionable. And so that they are spending their time consuming the data and then taking action on the data, rather than trying to figure out what reports to run and how you actually get the data. So I think that that's really important. Also, as we live in a day and age of security breaches, where you see financial institutions and retailers really having data breaches and security breaches, security is critical. So as important as that data and the application is, certainly the security measure, especially also when you're talking about government agencies and that security piece. So I think that that's critical, and that is why also our partnership with WorkSpan is really important, because we are being able to, you provide the application, everyone's back-end data sources are who they are, and then we can help connect to those.
Wonderful. And I'm glad to see that WorkSpan is going to help in sharing and automating all of those sharing processes as well. Stefan, we talked a lot about innovation in the last session, right? And I would love to hear from you as a product leader, your perspective in working with partners in terms of your internal innovation at Software AG. What role do you see partners playing?
Well, maybe I give that example of time to market. Yeah. So that's for me as a product guy, maybe one of the most important things to think about. And nowadays, this we have overcome the not invented here syndrome, at least on my side, definitely. So I don't want to reinvent the wheel on a business network. I don't want to reinvent the wheel on a data lake or a data hub. I don't want to reinvent the wheel of BI. So we keep our strength on our core, right? Then expand and partner, with those edges of what the customer is expecting in a use case. So I think we are always coming from what are, the use cases, the challenges from a customer side. Yeah? We are not coming like, there's a little bit of a tendency in our software business to say, look, this is the solution, where's the problem? We do it the other way around. So we come from a customer perspective, and we see, the role of our platform as a part of a bigger, scenario, of a bigger challenge, of a bigger use case. And there, we look out for partners. And I guess, this idea of not only point-to-point partners, but having a partner network is very strong and is very compelling. Yeah. So that's what we are following, and that's, a product-centric point of view. Surely Jason has, the go-to-market point of view he will surely elaborate on.
Yeah, that's so true. I think even the largest companies are now, leaving that behind, that I'll build or buy. Partnering is the true path, or the fastest path to delivering value to your customers.
And it's what I want to add also is that now in the world of cloud services, it's so easy, much easier to partner. It's not like the old type of partnership where you had to integrate and you had to make sure that you install it in the right thing. The service is right around the corner. Yeah. And you can, or I treat, cloud platform services as infrastructure services almost. Yeah. So of course, you leverage the infrastructure that everybody does it, but then you can, why don't you use also the BI service, for example? Yeah. And you bring it in, and as long as you have an architecture that is, that is open and using the industry standards as we do it. Yeah. Well, it's really an easy thing to do. Yeah? Yeah. And it's fast.
It's fast, and it's great for the customers because they get a whole offering and they don't have to put these puzzle blocks together. Yeah. Let's shift to Jason on that same question. How are you looking at your entire partner ecosystem, your services partners, your channel, and how are they helping bring innovation to the market, and how are you helping operationalize those processes?
Yeah, so first of all, for me, spending more than 10 plus years at Red Hat being an open source company, to me, innovation is driven around collaboration. And so that is key. And the more that you have collaboration and innovation, you basically are providing better solutions for your customers. So that is really at the core of how I look at that. And as we bring together our ecosystems, there is a strong play between exactly what we're doing with our ISV partnerships and our OEMs, and how that then is going to proliferate out to our partners and resell and solution provider partners, and then translating also into building skills around professional services and leveraging that. But it's really around, again, to me, is at the core is leveraging the collaboration and the innovation between partnerships, and as we develop and build up steam for really where everything is going, because at the end of the day, the world is changing quickly. We've all seen this with COVID, and we're all stuck in our houses, or at least most of us are. And the reality is that we've got the world is changing. We're now using Zoom and Teams and the rest every day, which we didn't use as much in the past. So I think the world is changing. I think the tools are coming out that are helping us become more innovative, and we're leveraging those as we work with partner ecosystems, right? Everybody is, so multi-partner engagements now are really at the center of everything that we're doing, and being able to leverage all of those different groups and be able to collaborate jointly around what's happening, whether it's a joint opportunity or a joint partnership. Those are really important, and within joint offerings, I think that you really have to focus on what are those tools and how do you collaborate, and that's exactly what we're doing within our partner ecosystem is working through that collaboration and joint innovation. So for us, everyone is going to be, all of our partnerships are going to be better off as we integrate and leverage other technologies that really help us collaborate and share joint solutions even faster and better.
That's wonderful. And it's exactly the same that we heard recently at a customer advisory board. The number one trend in this COVID world is digitization in all forms, whether it's collaboration, whether it's your marketing events that are now becoming digital, face-to-face meetings, conferences, everything has become virtual. So having a digitized form of collaboration is where the work is happening, and platforms like WorkSpan really help, support that and make you successful in this environment. I'm so thrilled to have had the opportunity to talk to you and share these valuable insights back to the audience here. And I'm also very thrilled to be working with Software AG on this journey we've had as a partnership, and there's two forms of partnership: the technology partnership and also as in this as a customer. Look forward to driving this relationship further and in this journey. And with that, I believe we are up, and I will open for questions. Chip, take it away.
Thank you, guys. This was terrific. Great discussion. Loved hearing about the way that data is so important between partners and making sure that partners are connected so they can stay aligned. We are running a little bit long, but maybe one question did come in. A couple, actually two, but I'll just pick one. The question is directed to Stefan, but I think it might be applied to both. We talked about working with ecosystem partners to deliver innovation, specifically where partners have capabilities that's a little bit long, that dovetail with your roadmap. Could you share any best practices or ideas of how you partner, how best practices, how partners of this type, collaboration, how you work together with partners like that? I guess the question is, how do you map partners with your own roadmap to put a solution together?
Stefan, you want to take that, or you want?
Yeah, I'll make it very brief. It's practically what I already said. It's all customer demand driven. Yeah. So we map out what we need to make our customers successful, and if we find there is we need to address in that big puzzle a piece, yeah, then the first thing I do is look, who is out there, who could fit well there, and who is out there who not only technology-wise but also culturally and mindset-wise fits to that whole offering and the whole philosophy of what we are doing. Namely, to much more come from a technology-oriented offering to a solution-oriented offering. Yeah, and if this fits is there and technology is great and future-oriented, then we're all in. Great.
Yeah, all about solutions and customer. I love that. I love that's where you go. It's all about delivering something great for customers. So awesome. Thank you, guys. It's terrific. Great session. Really appreciate both of you, Stefan and Jason, for joining, and Nithya, nice job on your first outing as a moderator.
Great job. Great.
Thank you.
Well done.
Great job, Nithya.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you, guys.